Hello everyone, I'm Rhona and I've been Chief Exec here at the Hospice for the last 15 years, and here we are in Barger Cree Cafe in the Hospice. Many of you will know it, I'm sure you've come to visit us, and this is a special moment for us because we're going to do our first Hospice chef cooking lesson. Now many of you will know Stevie, big huge guy who we all love at the Hospice. His main job at the Hospice is to make sure that the patients and families have what they want to eat, and he's really great at going down to see them every day and asking them that. But there's lots of things that people don't know about Stevie. He actually is the most fantastic chef. He's worked all around the world in hotels and restaurants. He's very well known in Glasgow, and I cannot tell you how lucky we are to have him. It's affected all of our waistlines since 2019, since Stevie came, but he very much looks after us as well for lunchtime. His speciality is Asian fusion, so it's just not the normal hospice or healthcare meals that you would get. Stevie's also developed Barger Cree Cafe, and we now have people coming in from community to have coffee and lunch with us. So when we open up again, when we're all allowed out, please make sure to visit the Prince and Princess of Wales Hospice Cafe. Thank you.
Good afternoon guys, my name's Stevie, I'm the chef here at the Prince and Princess of Wales Hospice, as you know. Today we're going to start our online cooking demonstrations. Today we're going to go through a little seafood paella. We'll bring you through the ingredients in a second, but it would be nice for you to go and buy this and join me one time online, and we can run through all this together. So I'm just going to run you through the ingredients that we've got here. I've got 1 large chopped onion, I've got 8 ounces of mussels, 3 chopped down tomatoes, some baby squid, some scallops and some king prawns, some nice Spanish chorizo, and then I've got all my herbs, which is smoked paprika, some minced garlic, a little bit of fresh thyme, some chilli flakes, fresh chopped parsley and some black pepper, and we're going to cook the whole lot in olive oil. We've also got 4 cups of fish stock just sitting boiling away here, simmering away, and we've got 1 cup of risotto rice, and that's what we're going to be using today to do this. So we'll start off with getting a wok and a nice deep frying pan, not too warm, get a nice splash of olive oil into there, and we're going to get our chorizo, get that cooking off, get nice lots of flavour into the pan from the chorizo. Get that simmering away, get that frying away nice and gently. We don't want to burn it, so just keep the heat down nice and low. As that cooks along, that'll infuse the olive oil and give it a nice red colour and a nice spicy flavour. Once we've got that cooked and got lots of flavour in the oil, we'll take it back out and we'll start off again. We just want to use the flavour from this oil for the base for the risotto, or for the paella. Just keeping it moving nice and gently. And hopefully we'll be doing something different every other week, so if anyone would like to see anything being done, don't be frightened to leave some comments or ask for suggestions, and I'm quite sure we'll be happy to do anything for you. So that's the chorizo, got a nice good colour on it. Got lots of good colour in the oil, which I'll just show you in a second. And we're now going to start frying off the rest of the ingredients on that. So we're going to start off by getting the chopped onion in there. You can hear the nice good sizzle coming from it. Get that frying off nice and gently. Nice little bit of colour onto the onion. And the herbs and spices we're going to add, obviously you can take them out and you can add more for your own personal flavour, your own personal taste. Me, I don't like it too spicy or chilly. So the onions nice and cooked off, nice little bit of colour in them there. And then we're going to add the crushed garlic. Sauteed and get lots of colour in it. We're just about to add a wee bit of the fresh thyme in there and just let that go. Just let that simmer away nice and gently, or fry away nice and gently from that too. And you'll start to smell the aromas and the flavours coming up through. Nice little bit of good colour on there. Then we're going to add in the chopped tomatoes. Get them frying away nice and gently. We're going to add the smoked paprika. And we're going to add a little bit of chilli flake. Get all that simmering away nice and gently. You can smell that coming out, all the flavours are lovely. Then we're going to add in the baby squid tubes. They've been pre-cut, pre-sliced down. Get them in, give that a wee fry off. Let that go. Then I'm going to add in the 4 pints of fish stock that I've got here. And the fish stock has just been laced with a little bit of saffron. Get the 4 pints in. Sorry, the 4 cups, not 4 pints, 4 cups. I'll get that brought up to the boil. Going to add a little bit of Himalayan pink rock salt, but any rock salt would do, a few twists of that. A little bit of ground black pepper. And then we're going to add a cup of risotto, a cup of pilaf rice. Give that a little stir. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cover that up, turn it down and let it simmer away gently for about 15 minutes.
Hello again everyone. So no paella would be complete without a lovely sangria. The Baillie family are renowned over the years for making fantastic sangria, so I'm going to show you how to make it. So the first thing we would do is we put in 3 cups of just normal orange juice into a pot on a very small gas. That's 1. You can use any size of cup as long as you stick to the same cup throughout the recipe, then that's absolutely fine. Okay, so that's your orange juice in, and just let that heat gently. And the next thing that we're going to do is half a cup of port. What I would say to you is don't use expensive alcohol for this. Just use the cheaper type stuff out of one of the supermarkets. So that's your port in. Give that a little stir. And then what you're doing, and I've already measured this out, is you're putting in a 1/4 cup of caster sugar. Give that another stir. And then the last 3 ingredients are one that I've prepared before, just a bit of orange rind washed and placed in. 1 good sized cinnamon stick. And then 6 whole cloves. Give that a good stir, and basically what you want to do now is just to bring that very gently to the boil and let it simmer for maybe just 3 or 4 minutes so that all your lovely herbs and everything can all be infused into it. So we'll leave that for just now.
So that's it been simmering away now for about 15 minutes. We're just going to take the lid off it. And the next thing I'm going to do is just add all the other lovely ingredients into it. So there's the chorizo that we had, get the rest of that oil in there. And we're going to add the king prawns, and we're going to add the scallops. Give all that a stir about, and then lastly we'll add the mussels, and there's still a little bit of liquid left in the pan, so don't worry too much about that, because that's what we're going to use to help finish cooking it all off together. So we're going to get the lid back on that again. And we're going to leave that simmering for 3 or 4 minutes.
Okay, that's it been simmering just for about 3 or 4 minutes. What you do now is you just take it off the gas, get a sieve, and you just strain it into a dish so that you're losing all the cloves and everything else. Now the next step is you have to chill it. So here's one that I made earlier. So what you do is you just put all of that liquid in a dish like this and just put it in the fridge, you know, maybe for about an hour or so, just till it chills. So when it comes out, just give it a little mix and then we're starting again. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is to put 3 cups of red wine. Now this is a nice Malbec, but what I would say to you is that absolutely any cheaper type light wine is absolutely fine. So this is a very posh sangria to do. So 3 cups of that in. And then you give it a little mix. The next thing is a half cup of brandy. This tastes like Ribena, but actually it's really, really potent. So just be very careful, exercise some caution with it. A half cup of gin. Half a cup of vermouth. And a third of a cup of grenadine. So after you've done all of that, give it a really, really good stir. Now I'm going to go into the fridge and get some lemonade that was previously chilled and put 5 cups of that in. So I've given it a really lovely stir now. The lemonade's chilled, 5 cups. I would say to you that you can add all the other spirits and everything before your guests come, and you could just put it in the fridge. I wouldn't add the lemonade to the last minute because you want that lovely little bit of fizz that comes with a good sangria. If you want to make larger amounts, use a mug, as long as you use that same size. Okay, that's your lemonade. Look at that gorgeous colour that is. All beautiful ingredients. Now what we want to do is just to make sure that's really, really chilled, and this is add just before your guests come. Just a really, really, the ice is stuck. A lot of ice. And then what we do is we just put in some oranges that are all previously chopped and chilled, and a lovely red apple. Another lovely stir. How beautiful does that look? All freshly made. You won't taste anything like it. It's amazing. A good stir. And then of course presentation is everything, so we have 2 fantastic little glasses here. I think Stevie and I are going to enjoy this, are we? Here you are. The Prince and Princess of Wales Hospice Sangria. Stevie?
Cheers!
Cheers! Oh, delicious. Fantastic.
So that's it, 3 or 4 minutes has passed, and we're just going to get it off. All nice and cooked, prawns, good colour, scallops are lovely. We're just going to finish that off with some fresh chopped parsley. It'll be fine to get that loads on there, and then we'll get a couple of lemon wedges in. And that's us good to go. That's the end of your first paella at the hospice, and that would be lovely served with some of the sangria that Rhona made for you earlier. What we're about to do now is just plate some up and let Rhona try a little sample of it. So that's it all completed now, so we're just going to get a little bit of it into the bowl, and we're going to let Rhona come and have a little taste of it. So that's the seafood paella. We've got plenty of mussels, scallops, king prawns, a little bit of chorizo, all in there, and some squid as well. So that's it, the hospice paella.
Thank you, Stevie. This is one of the joys of working with Stevie at the hospice. Oh, delicious. Fishy, citrusy. Absolutely beautiful. I know what I'm having for dinner tonight. Lovely.
So that concludes the end of the first cook-off, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'd be happy to see any comments that you'd like to leave, or if you'd like to see anything else being done in the future. Just keep an eye out on the Facebook page. I'm sure there'll be more to come. I've really enjoyed doing this, so thanks very much for your time. I'll hand you over to Rhona.
I've thoroughly enjoyed tasting this and making the sangria. So just look out over the next few weeks for more sessions like this, and remember and tell us the things that you want to cook, and Stevie will teach you. Thanks a lot. Bye.